Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last year and counting, because the daily stream streak must remain strong, I'm here to open my office door to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So, whether you've got questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for approximately the next 45 minutes to A, check out some sweet, sweet fan art, and B, do some general Q&A with whatever time's left over afterwards. But before I get to the art, let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Dr. Val Cat. Dr. Val, congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Then, Sleepless Dragon, Dr. Wesker, Senior Researcher Alex, Legendary Doge, Silent Follower, Amber, Lone Claw, Battle Blaster, Solar Striker, 369 Destroyer, Doc Duality, Puppet Boy, Dr. A Mask, Aoki, everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, some person perhaps, Minty Andrea, Tucky Fan, X-Gamer, Dovey, 953, and a Slider. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. Quick reminder, we are sponsored. You have 19 days remaining to get your Site Director Sherman plushie. This is the #1 goal of our current sponsorship run for supporting the channel. Patrons, great, love them. Members, excellent. But this is our first priority for the next 19 days. We want to get as many of these out here as possible. If you are holding one of these and you find me in public, I will be prepared to either autograph it or take a full-fledged plushie smack. That is the situation. You have 19 days to get your plushie. Best of luck to you. Links in the chat and in the VOD of this video. Refreshing the chat because I did something that broke the tech. Apparently it's Aoki's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Aoki. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're ready to enjoy some fan art on this holiday. And intern Tanya, welcome to today's stream. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to Site 42 staff. So, let's take a look at some fan art, people. Fan Art Friday has begun, and our first fan artist of the day, sending in their work early, it's Dr. Val. Dr. Val is first today. All right, let's see what we got. Good morning, sir. Dr. Val here. 3 traditional pencil sketches. 3 Dr. Shermans. All right, let's find out what we're doing here. Dr. Sherman, the fairy. I would not want to walk into the woods of which they remain with no name and encounter this. Let me tell you that. Furthermore, Dr. Sherman and Nines just having a chill. Very nice. Very nice. And grand finale. I don't know what I'm mad about, but that is a believable facial expression for most situations of me. Let's see, that's 999 trying to cheer me up because I'm sad, I see. Nines and my sadness. Oops, seems like someone said something bad about everyone's fan art. Oh yeah, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit if you talk shit during Fan Art Friday. That's the face you see before your grave! Very excellent representations today, Dr. Val. Good work. Next up, today's thumbnail art. B. Librarian is here to show us a visual representation, as Desk did, for every person who claims they are going to eat SCP-999. B. Librarian and Dr. Sherman say, "It's this big! You're not gonna eat it! Probably not gonna work! It's couch-sized!" Very good work, B. Librarian. God, I gotta use that for something, man. I gotta find meme format for that. You can take the 99 out of this, and you can make that into anything. That is a meme waiting to happen. If that gets dropped in the chat, in the Discord server for people to edit. You are peeking the mic when you... I'll tell you this, Puppet Boy, that's not shouting. You have not yet heard a shout from me. I have not yet begun to shout. This is just theater boy boisterousness. You better watch out when I choose to shout. I will foos roda a bitch. B. Librarian, very good art. Good job. Next up, Ella Sprite. Ella Sprite has brought to us some art. And brings us Puppy of Interest 42, holding hands with the love of the universe, and also standing up for treats. This is fabulous. This is wonderful. Everybody was happy about this. Good work, Ella Sprite. Very good. Considering Puppy of Interest 42 is out on a mission today, we will not get a visit, so it's a good substitution. Not as good as the real thing, but that is better than nothing today. Thank you, Ella Sprite. Next up, we are getting art from Some Person Perhaps. Some Person Perhaps has brought us number 1. SCP-500. What would you do with the very limited power of infinite healing in your hands? What would you think? What would you do with the power? And then, note from the artist, fine, I'll give the chat a feminine Dr. Clef. I hope you're all happy with yourselves, as I sure am. Well, you know, I don't think it's that far off from what we saw last week. But this is certainly my vengeance for what I saw last time, I guess. Yes, good work, Some Person Perhaps. Clef is looking fabulous. And hopefully that clears the audio sync issue for just long enough to finish this stream. Next up, Plague Doctor, aka Froy, AKA, how many accounts do you have on YouTube? I think I've seen 3 of your accounts, maybe 4. But, suffice it to say, it's one of you. And here is a video you kindly uploaded to YouTube, as it would probably not explode my computer. Fabulous choice, Froy. Appreciate it. Here is Froy's animation. Once I pause the ambiance.
Chubby baby, such a big belly, so cute. Did you eat today? Answer me quickly. Why is your belly so big? Are you pregnant? Who is the father of the baby? Why aren't you speaking? Are you dead?
Let us not speculate on 999 being pregnant. With all that Child of the Scarlet King lore, I don't want Scarlet King grandbabies running around. That just seems more chaotic and more containment resources. Let's put that out of our minds. Let's not manifest. Let's just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. But other than that, thank you, Froy. Next up on our list, we have Dark Duality. Dark Duality. My only terror is I don't know what the hell this is. I cannot identify it by face. Perhaps because... What? What is it? What is it, Dark Duality? Help! I mean, it's pretty cool. With the glitchiness. I see people saying it's a mallow. Dark Duality was here. I can see it as a mallow. The thing is, well, okay. Okay, I see it now. I had to look at the nose. I had to look at the nose because the nose holes are skull-based. Okay, I get it now. I was confused because the way the skull is shaped, it almost looks like a animal face. Not a, it looks like a very nourished mallow with clown hair. This is a very eccentric being, is what I'm saying. It looks cool. It looks cool. We know that much. Thank you, Dark Duality, for engaging my neurons and trying to figure out what was going on. It is a mallow. Okay. Artist confirmed it's a mallow. I just saw the head shape wrong momentarily. Were those cool fingernails or were those blood? Was it doing murder or was it being fabulous? Or was it being fabulous doing murder? These are the answers that concern us, Dark Duality. Thank you, Desk, for informing me that the title of Dark Duality's email says mallow glitching out. Well, I am glad to be one of the faces of a creative community based on reading because of how apparently great I am at it. Thank you, Sleepless Dragon, for adding cat ears to my pain. Finishing the fan art. We have 2 more to go. First and foremost, Intern Gage brings us Dr. Sherman, after trying to play one video on his computer, schools will remain open. That's actually pretty impressive for the amount of damage going on there. It's its ears, not hair. Thank you, Dark Duality, that the mallows, those were ears. Again, what I see in my mind's eye is not always what is apparent. I saw clown hair, and I was very confused and also entertained. And then the next art Intern Gage brought us Would you rather? No! No! I will learn not to blink. I will remove my eyelids to hang out with your creepy barbed wire 173. That's even worse. But I will persevere or die rather than deal with that thing. Gah! Gah! That's the beginning of your name, intern Gage. Gah! Why? And last but not least, researcher Kitty Fly has brought us some art today. Researcher Kitty Fly has brought us some art of friend of the channel of Site 42, Agent Charlemagne. Agent Charlemagne is here and is not really prone to attacking plushies very much, apparently. But it's fine. Agent Charlemagne is good at other things, including having a very dope SCP Foundation charm aside the bell there. Looking very good, Agent Charlemagne. Very cool. Site 42 staff, I want to give you a congratulations of approval of your Fan Art Friday submissions. Good work, everyone. Good art. Now I'm going to return to the chat where I will go over the donations that came in during Fan Art Friday, and then we will have general Q&A for the next 28 minutes. Da, da, da. So, 100 stars. Thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they appreciate the sparkle. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they feel the love. Dr. Sherman, what can we do for you guys to let us terminate just one SCP? That's the funny thing, Global Occult Coalition. You can't, because we will not let you. The SCP Foundation secures, contains, and protects. We do not destroy, and we will not allow you to take away the priceless research opportunities that come from keeping the anomalies alive. This is well worth the resources it takes to replace slain scientists in the line of duty. For sure. Totally. Is it good that I was early for once? On submitting your art? Sure, Dr. Val. I mean, it got you first in line of today's art, so I guess that works. Or if you're talking about being early to stream, then yes, it was good because you were the first one to submit art as well, which means you were first in the email list. So either way, being punctual is good. Always. This is a question I've had since I first found your content. Do you think that SCP-028 could solve SCP-055? If you need a refresher, SCP-028, I assumed, yes, it's the spot that gives you full knowledge about one thing. So, theoretically, yes. But, So the question is, the knowledge that you gain from 028 cannot be deleted by any cognitohazard, amnestic, if I'm remembering correctly. 028. Subject entering about profound knowledge generally has stronger effect. Trying to find the exact line for this. Control F for get. So as far as completely random, inside useless, sometimes goes into this for extended periods of time. More profound knowledge generally has a stronger effect. Some cases expunge, see document, blah, blah, blah. Effect can be experienced multiple times by exiting and re-entering, but can result in increasingly strong migraines and dizziness. Just came to me like a bolt out of the blue. Reactor designs. Mixed results. Where does it... What section of this document does it point out that this can't be forgotten in any way? I do really remember that being part of the scenario. But now that I'm reading it, it's not saying anything about that. Completely random is how you use this. Sometimes goes unnoticed for extended periods of time. Profound knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Cry fetal position, coma. Exposed, show signs of surprise, amusement. Moment to gather my thoughts, please. Extended knowledge of classified Foundation activities. Am I just completely Mandela affecting that this... I swear this used to say that this knowledge cannot be erased by amnestics. I feel like I'm being Mandela affected right here. You're right, intern minister. I am doing high-level math right now. This changes everything. Because if you can forget the information from 0 to 8, then you would immediately forget 055, and that would be a simple answer to your question. I thought it was going to be a harder question, because you would have the anti-mimetic nature of 055 versus the fact that you can't forget the information from 0 to 8. What in the hell? Partial information, note all knowledge is perfect, total, and eidetic. Cry fetal position. There is nothing in this document that says you can't remember it, or you can't forget it. You have perfect total knowledge. This is freaking me out. I must be history. It was last edited April 2004 for a license box fix, but that's about it. Just to get on with the Q&A, let me end this section by saying I don't frickin' know, man. This is tripping me out. I'm gonna have to do more research into 028 when I have more time to confirm this or not. But, ask again later, I guess, as the Magic 8 Ball says. Tyrone, thank you for your first donation, Dr. A. Mask. As well as going through the Ko-Fi, which, as we know, only takes 3% of your donation as a service fee, while YouTube Super Chats take 30% just for Google to get ad revenue from. So, we appreciate you going through Ko-Fi and making the efforts. Hey, Dr. Sherman, do you know of any Mobile Task Force squadrons that would be sent to rescue a lost staff member from maybe an alternate universe, or maybe a space between them, one that isn't as cliche as Epsilon 11 or Zeta 9? Alternate universe or space between, but not Epsilon or 11 or Zeta 9? I mean, they do their jobs for a reason. While I'm going over there, yes, pesky bird. At least in the middle of looking at the mobile task force list, I will tell you, if you can forget the knowledge of 028, then 055 wins, hands down. If it does not allow the knowledge to be forgotten, which is what I thought it said, but I can't seem to find that clause right now to confirm it, then that would mean that you are you're battling what can't be forgotten versus what has to be forgotten, and maybe you just seize up and die. Could be that. Alright, so Dr. Mask was asking to rescue some lost staff member from an alternate universe. Well, we definitely wouldn't use Epsilon 11 Nine-Tailed Fox for that anyways. Nine-Tailed Fox is a heavily militarized, rather large battalion used for handling containment breaches and large site-wide events that require heavy firepower. Meanwhile, you said not Zeta 9? Where is Zeta in this list? The Mole Rats. So again, the Mole Rats would only be for underground affairs, tunneling affairs. When you are, I mean, yes, they do deal with inconsistent topography or unstable space-time, but it's still tunnel-related. If you're going to alternate universes, I'm going to highly recommend you're dealing with the White Rabbits. Lambda 5, codename White Rabbits, are the ones who deal with spatial anomalies, alternate dimensions, surreal and controlled reality, those kind of things. That's going to be your ticket there. Alright, cleared that notification. Dr. Lovelace, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Italian ice on your way past the commissary. Oh, and Dr. Bass, grab yourself a popsicle as well. If you had to pick one, which one would you work for? Black Mesa or Aperture Science? Black Mesa. The resonance cascade caused a lot more worldwide issues, but within the facility they were at least professional about it. Then again, the resonance cascade and all the issues caused by it were a worldwide phenomenon, a lot worse, but Aperture Science did end up killing all of its staff members because of the incompetence of Cave Johnson. And while GLaDOS's scope of damage was restricted to the facility, was not a worldwide endeavor. So, Black Mesa did worse for the world, but at least some people got out. Aperture Science literally nerve-gassed all of their staff members, but it was isolated facility. Neither's a choice. I will be unemployed. Thank you. Both are terrible. Intern Bajoke, thank you for sending a laughing disco to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they boogie-oogie-oogied, but comically so. Damn, I'm late, but hello. Hello, B-Librarian. Yes, you made the thumbnail today. And in fact, someone in the beginning of the stream got the reference in my stream topic. Yes, this bad boy can fit so much fan art in it. It's not the same meme as the thumbnail, but it's what it reminded me of. But who did better science, though? Who did better science between Aperture Science and Black Mesa? So, if you're looking at sheer inventions, you're going to get a portal gun from Aperture Science. You're going to get It only works on moon rock substances, so they didn't implement that throughout the whole world, unfortunately, so it's not terribly useful outside their facility. They did also get the speed slime and the bounce slime. So we have those three inventions, basically. They did invent the you can fall from any distance and not break your legs bracers. You can't underestimate how important those are. We have SCP-018, the bouncing rubber ball that bounces more every time it bounces, so it ignores the laws of physics. And one of our researchers tried to put that into the boot of a Mobile Task Force agent's armor so they could super jump. They did not survive the landing, or at least their knees didn't. So, you can't underestimate how important those leg braces are. But, you know, those are some pretty cool inventions. Black Mesa did have multiversal travel. That's one invention, but it's real big that we know of. Well, I guess if I was going to say who did better science, Aperture Science didn't end the world, Black Mesa did. So, point goes to Aperture. Does SCP-173's blood and fecal matter contain DNA? Intern from the Global Occult Coalition, not documented anywhere I know of. But seeing that it is blood and fecal matter, I would assume it does. It'd be an interesting thing for someone to write, figuring out where that DNA came from. Perhaps it has been done in a tale and I don't know about it. Maybe it's maybe it's of the artist who created 173, and it's part of the artistic merit of the toil the artist went through and how much of themselves they put into their art detrimentally. One can be too obsessed after all. Dr. Lovelace, thank you for donating again to say, personally, I'd pick Aperture Science. Doing science for the sake of science is right up my alley. Plus, I'd probably get along swimmingly with GLaDOS. Well, yeah, you might, because you can't be killed by deadly neurotoxin. I have to look out for things like that. I, too, like science for the sake of science, but not at the expense of being deadly neurotoxin. My neuro dislikes toxins. Can't you tell? Aperture also had multiversal travel that they used to find a universe entirely made of money? Damn, I haven't played those games in a while. What? Then why were they broke? Why were they broke if they found a universe entirely made of money? Is this in the games or is this expanded lore somewhere? I mean, I already gave them the win, but if they also had multiversal travel, then what does Black Mesa have? Dr. Freeman? I appreciate Gordon's work and technical expertise, but not more than that. Aperture went broke because money became useless when the market got flooded. That doesn't even sound right. I don't remember. They had a multiplayer game. This was canon. They had multiversal tech and communication. Is this just the the two-player campaign from Portal 2? Or is there a separate thing I don't know about? I'm pretty sure this comes from Portal Desk Job. I remember seeing something about that. I never played it. I have no idea. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your 8 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hello, Dr. Sherman. Can the SCP Foundation terraform a whole planet yet? And can I invent a combustion lemon to burn the Chaos Insurgency hideout down? So first of all, I do not believe any foundation that I've seen has the power to terraform a planet. I have not seen an SCP Foundation, even in the far, far future science fiction versions, that can do planet terraforming. Now, obviously it might exist and I don't know about it, but as far as I know in the databases, we don't have that capability, even at our highest level of competence and resources. And can I invent a combustible lemon? Look, if you can burn down the Chaos Insurgency's guerrilla hideout bases with combustible lemons, be my guest, they deserve it. But remember, they don't have just one hideout. They are a guerrilla faction with multiple underground bunkers that they can retreat to. They're very hard to find. I'm convinced that GLaDOS could easily become Employee of the Month. Shadow Spiriting, do you mean of the Foundation? Well, I guess of the Artificial Intelligence Applications Division, probably. But that would be if GLaDOS stopped trying to murder the staff every so often. That does put a damper on your chances. Can't get the award if you kill the staff. Unless you then take control of the award-giving duties, in which case you could give yourself the award. By the way, Site42 staff, we are currently 8 minutes left in stream. 8 minutes, so get your questions in quickly. Why the fuck did you dye your hair blue? Intern Siebers, first of all, who the hell are you to have the confidence to question with cursing my fashion choices? My body belongs to me. You have no claim to it. Secondly, it looks fire. Why wouldn't I? Look at how it matches the drip. This is a outfit we are wearing, we are eating. Why are you so weird about my hair color? That's the question you need to be asking yourself, child. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they enjoy its twinkle. Intern Winter Lily, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Dr. Sherman, can we terminate SCP-682 if we shrink it down and put it in 914 on rough? Well, I don't recall if we've done a tissue test with 914 and 682. It sounds like the thing we do. Pulling it up in the database. It looks like we put a chunk of 682 meat in there, and it came out data expunged. So whatever happened, they don't want us to know about it, unfortunately. Did an SCP containment breach happen today, as I felt Site-19 is not going great right now? Did you get the news? Intern Tebby. As of now, I have not seen any alerts from 19. Now, we don't get alerts for every containment breach. I mean, depending on the anomaly, sometimes It can be a minor inconvenience to a large-scale threat, of course. Right now, I'm not seeing any alarms from 19, but I'll keep an eye on it. Fun fact, the Mandela effect is SCP-8355. It's called the Dambella effect, though. Of course, its name is different. What would happen if something like GLaDOS tried to kill Sumerian due to his anomaly? Well, Captain Gilbert, do recall, Dr. Sumerian's probabilistic anomaly keeps Jeremiah from getting killed. That's the idea. And it functions. But I was just thinking about this the other day. Just because you're lucky doesn't mean you came out okay. Remember the entire half of Jeremiah's face and limbs that are burnt to a crispy style. So yeah, Jeremiah survived that situation, but it wasn't exactly as lucky as one would think luck would be. So yes, would a facility full of deadly neurotoxin cause other degenerative effects but not kill Dr. Sumerian? Would the Ghostbusters be seen as veil-breaking, given the things that were widely seen in New York City? Most intensely so, intern Talia. We would definitely see the Ghostbusters as an issue because they are performing their supernatural and paranormal investigatory and, I guess, exterminatory actions in broad daylight in the view of the public. We would find that very frustrating. Now, of course, there is the problem we have with the noospheric actions of humanity to, let's say, push to the back of mind things that are uncomfortable to think about. Remember, by the end of Ghostbusters 1, the entire city knew ghosts existed. They had gone through an almost ghost apocalypse. And by the beginning of movie 2, everyone thought that it was fake somehow. This really does not bode well going into the AI age, does it? That we can memory hole and just doubt clear things so easily. But it does make our jobs easier at the Foundation because we save a lot on amnestics when people are just willing to memory hole the issues regardless. Ah, blessed humanity making our lives easier for once. Blue Phantom, thank you for your 2 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and service. What is your least favorite SCP and why not counting SCP-7? No, this G. And also, I summoned Charlie of Interest 42. Also, how's your destiny? My day was better before that. Secondarily, Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is off on a field mission. Cannot be present, but we did see fan art. You can go back to the fan art section to see wonderful Puppy of Interest fan art. And Agent Charlemagne as well. And besides that abomination, my least favorite would be SCP-022-J, as well as the people under the effects of SCP-022-J-1. Fucking titanium is not that useful. My bad, I should have said. No, it's not. If I know what you're talking about, it's not the number designation that's horrible. It's being reminded that that thing exists and how disgusting and horrifying it is. You can say any words in the English language, but if it reminds me of that thing, then it's on. As soon as I get it out of my head, I feel better about the world existing, because I can memory hole that too. And then it comes back. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a tostada on your way past the commissary. So what happened to the sites in the UK during the 28 weeks later and 28 years later movie? Well, they would obviously be bunkered down and trying to find a cure for the rage virus. Now, based on how the movies went, it seems like they weren't especially effective, unfortunately. And Site 42 staff, that brings us to the end of stream. We are at the end of stream, and as we do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorites are the ones I personally wrote. That would be sheer narcissism. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you are on my author page, one tab over, you'll see a list of links. Links that people are often very interested in finding, but then they just don't put forth the effort, which is so sad for them, that they had to do the mighty little bit of effort to successfully find what they were looking for, and they just couldn't manage it. But that's not you guys in the chat. You guys are the effort doers. You have the power, the determination to find those links, and when you do, you'll be able to become a Site42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly, do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat if you want to donate to us one at a time, or most importantly, for the next 19 days, get your Dr. Sherman Site Director plushie reserved. We have 19 days left, people, and then they are gone forever. Link in the chat, link in the VOD. Also, if you're part of the Broke Gang and you cannot donate to Site42 to help us keep the lights on, do not fret. Starving artists are a big part of any arts community. We know that. We try to support everyone the best we can. And you can do so not with your monetary efforts, but with your engagement. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, clip us. All these things help boost us in the algorithm, but you also got to do them for the SCP projects we support. The SCP films and games and merch and podcasts and animations, as well as the SCP authors and the SCP artists from the wiki themselves. When you are able to do those things, you are helping us to get bigger and better SCP films and games and content in the future. We make the SCP community a Creative Commons, free to use with attribution area where more art can get made and the crowd can support it without the big corporations coming in and ruining everything. So we greatly appreciate your service, whether it's financial or engagement side. Either way, Mobile Task Force Sci-42 Codename Signal Boosters, you are the heroes here, and we appreciate you. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round 399-3043-008-6, Spooky-J, 5031-517-558, content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Site42 staff, this has been another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site42. We do have a last minute donation here. Blue Phantom, thank you for donating for the first time today. Grab yourself some frijoles on your way past the commissary. My merch from the SCP store here is almost here, yay. Congratulations! Thank you for getting SCP Foundation merch, supporting myself and what other creators you may have. We appreciate your generosity. Wear it with pride. And unintended, unexpected, thank you for sending a crisp high five to the Containment Hazardous Netsman team. I'm sure they will return it in kind. So, there's been another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site42. Intern doings, the SCP Foundation is in fact very smart. We are the smart ones. We are the scientists, the researchers. What you're saying here doesn't make any sense. You just might be the dumb one in the conversation. Just a heads up. Also, I'm not liking your negative attitude. I'm not digging it. You walk into a room, you say that to somebody to their face, they give you a good one too. You're safe behind a computer right now, but that doesn't mean the agents aren't coming. Best of luck. Get to running. So, Site 42 staff, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. So come dance the silence down through the morning. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, yeah. Uh-huh, yeah. Cut up, Maria. Show me some of them Spanish dances and pass me a bottle, Mr. Jones. Believe in me. Help me believe in anything, 'cause I wanna be someone who believes. Yeah. Mr. Jones and me tell each other fairy tales, and we stare at the beautiful women. She's looking at you. Oh, no, she's looking at me, smiling in the bright lights, coming through in stereo. When everybody loves you, you can never be lonely. The credit song is Mr. Jones by the Counting Crows. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect.